Welcome to Backstory and Beyond. My name is John Daniel, and I'm humbled to be your host. But I'm thrilled and pickled like a peach to be here with Mr. Ewan Cameron.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for coming in.
Great to be here, John.
I appreciate you much. This man is the co-founder of LAMA,
Yep.
recently acquired by Ross Video. But I got to say this up front. If anybody watched the Olympics, you watched his work of 2024.
Well, actually, I have to stop you there.
Go ahead.
You heard our work.
Ah! I love it. I love it. Look, folks, this is a conversation.
Okay.
That's what Backstory and Beyond is all about. And it really is about helping people become their best through the information that's provided by the people here. I'm a good listener. Most of this will be listening to you.
Oh, okay.
And so when we look at issues that help people become their best, we look at things like calling, service to other people, peak human potential like Kobe Bryant, and things that bring forward the best of purpose. So as we go through this today, we want to make it meaningful and relevant to human beings at any level. As most of you know, Backstory and Beyond covers C-suite executives at some global companies. Trust me, this company is global. And if you've been to a sporting event or almost anything, these folks have done it. But what's interesting right now is where LAMA and Ross Video are at. It's a precipice. It's a point where Ross Video has acquired LAMA, and it sounds like it's going to be bigger and better. But I'm going to let this man talk about that. Backstory and Beyond is about looking at how you became what you are and what you're doing.
Okay.
Take your time, sir. Let us know about your backstory.
So, you want the real backstory?
Absolutely. Transparent, honest, truthful.
How long is this supposed to go? How long do you want this?
We can do as long as we want.
Okay.
Take your time.
So, the reason I'm sitting here today is because of my father. So my father, he was a businessman, very good businessman, but secretly, he was always a musician. Back in the 60s, he was in a band called the Shindigs, and they were a band that were signed to Decca Records. You might have heard Decca Records?
Yes.
Yeah? So he was in bands in the 60s, and he loved music. He played guitar, he was a great singer. And so when I was growing up, there were always musical instruments around the house. There were tape machines, there were synthesizers. I mean, you know, I'm a child of the 70s. There was some cool equipment. So I always had a passion for audio. I loved it. For me, it was like something, you know, that tingly something special?
Yes, sir.
For me, that was audio. So I went to study. I went to university. And when I graduated, I thought, well, what am I going to do? But I got a job where I could just actually make some money. It was during a downturn. So I did something that was totally unrelated to audio, totally unrelated. And so I ended up working for telecoms companies and for hardware companies. And then I started working for this little company in Europe called WebEx. And I think you remember WebEx?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I started out just in sales in WebEx. And I eventually became the enterprise sales manager for the whole of Europe. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But I still wanted to do something with audio. So while I was working at WebEx, even when I had like a one-year-old son, I went to night school to study audio engineering.
What you're telling me is you really wanted to do
I really wanted to
What
do
you're telling
this.
me is your family makes a difference to you, and they're supportive, starting with your father.
Well, it's actually a little bit more emotional.
Take your time.
Yeah, I know.
Take your time.
So, my father was ill. Unfortunately, he had cancer, and he passed away. And that really made me think. He was quite young. He was 62. And that really made me think, you know, how much time have we got on this earth? What is it you want to do with that time?
I get it.
You get it?
Yeah.
I'm sure you get it.
Yeah, it's limited. So you
It's
better
limited.
make it work, make it good.
Make it good. So I wanted to do something with audio. So WebEx, I don't know whether you know this, they got purchased by Cisco. And because luckily became a sort of very minor shareholder in the company, once they got purchased by Cisco, I sold my shares and I started up my own production company. Kind of doing what you're doing now. So filming and production. I was recording bands. I was recording actual like orchestras, jazz, heavy metal, rap. I don't care. It's all music. And I loved it. It was great. But let's be clear here. It's a difficult thing to make money out of. It is a difficult gig. So alongside that, a friend of mine, really, really good friend, who makes audio plugins for, VST audio plugins, he came up to me and he said, hey, look, I've got this friend. He's got this idea for this business to do some sort of auto mixing in software. You're a business guy, aren't you? You know something about business. And you're an audio engineer as well. So could you just come along and have one conversation with him just to help him out? That was 8 years ago. And I'm still here. And that first conversation was basically the start of our company. And that,
There's a pearl of wisdom there.
yeah.
At one point, I had the opportunity to be in Omaha, Nebraska, and ran a national organization called Boys Town.
Okay.
And our board was pretty exclusive. Joe Ricketts, who started Ameritrade, I guess Ameriprise now, and a guy named Warren Buffett.
I've heard of him.
And these guys shared a couple things with me that are relevant and underscore what you just said. He said, John, if you want to be successful, you got to hang out with the right people.
Yeah.
Keep the right company.
Yeah.
That's what I just heard you say.
Yeah.
They said you got to read the right things, and you got to use your free time, which is expensive, intelligently.
Yep.
And said that's the secret to our success, and that's what I'm hearing you say, sir.
Yeah. It's
Plus love.
Oh, yeah. It is that absolute cliche. But if you do a job you love, you never work another day in your life. Now, that's not true.
But give me a pound.
Yeah,
give me a pound.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
it's not true. I mean, there's days when it's work. But ultimately, this is the joke I always have, is my worst day in this job is still better than my best day doing something that, you're kind of like, well, I'm selling a widget, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. 8 years ago. That was the seed for this company that became LAMA, so Lean and Mean Audio. And the whole concept of Lean and Mean Audio was how can we make live audio production simpler, faster, and more efficient. Now, the reason this was needed is because normally the way that audio was produced was done with big mixing consoles, audio engineers behind it, very skilled audio engineers behind it. But the issue is now there's so much content out there that there is a pressure to make ever more content faster and for less budget. And our company was really designed to address that issue. And we're doing that through software.
Just a point of reference and reflection. That is, recently I wrote an article on the transformation of the media industry.
Okay, yeah.
And as you said, there's a lot of content out there, and one has to distinguish themselves for whatever niche that they're going to be in, and so that people will follow and know their target audience.
Yeah, so that's from a content perspective. Well, I absolutely agree, because there's just so much content out there. But the other thing is there's an ever pressure to produce still high quality, but also produce it simpler, faster, and more efficiently. So that's the challenge that we're addressing when it comes to audio.
Where does AI fall into that?
So we actually started out with a product called Auto Mix. Now, everyone always says, so is it AI? And actually, AI is not fast enough yet, according to our research. I'm not saying never, I'm just saying now. It's not actually fast enough to react in live, real time. So what we're actually using is something that we like to call intelligent DSP, so digital signal processing.
Okay.
So we're using this to essentially mix the sound for, it could be a broadcast, it could be a TV, it could be sports, it could be a talk show, it could be this. We could be using it. I think we should be using this, but unfortunately we're not. We're using something else. But essentially, it's a way of having a raw input, so microphones, maybe some music, whatever you want to have, and to be able to create a polished output. So I think we need to connect up, and I'll get you a copy of the software.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, at the end of the day, this is innovation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Innovation requires a litany of different experiences around the table, and that's really important. I mean, the fact that LAM was acquired by Ross Video tells me that different levels of experiences are around the table to deal with the transformation of the media industry. As you said, there's content. Some people will argue that AI is being used by many global companies, certainly as I've talked to them, to find ways to be more efficient with their dollars. Now, that can go either way, because some people would say that it's a way to cut jobs. Whatever the case may be, I think efficiency, efficacy, these kinds of things are extremely important, and that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I think this whole thing about AI replacing jobs, I think certainly in our industry, it's more about enabling the people that you have to do more. And that's essentially what we enabled them to do with these tools.
Well, give me a second on that one. So
I've got a great example in a minute, but you carry on.
I love to hear it.
Okay.
I just want to focus on those people in terms of who they are and whether or not it's inclusive of the broad range of people that are in the world. Certainly skill has to be the first thing. But on the other hand, my experience in North Philadelphia is different than someone in Beverly Hills as a kid coming up. Now, do I know how to reach the market of both? Yes, course of time and things I've learned. But I'm curious about how you choose people to be around that table.
So I think in specifically audio engineering, I think there is kind of a little bit of a bad joke that it tends to be white, male, 50-plus guys. So there is a real push from within the industry to actually make it more inclusive. And I think we are being successful with that. I think the interesting point, though, is that what we're kind of doing is also, it's software, but we're also going to be talking about hardware as well. But it's software, and software is something that the younger generation is just really comfortable with because they're software natives. So we're now getting this new generation coming in of engineers that are used to using software. And I think that will accelerate. And my hope is we can be more inclusive in that process.
Excellent. Tell me a little bit more. I want to take this a little deeper about that generational difference you just talked about. Because it works both ways.
So I've actually got a very, very good story about that.
Yes,
so
sir.
we were working with a UK broadcaster, big broadcaster. I won't mention their name to protect the innocent, basically. But we were actually designing our software mixer, which is called LAMA Mix. And we were designing it with two engineers. One of them was in his, I guess, late 50s, and the other one was a young guy. He was about 25 years old. So one of these guys had worked with hardware, the big mixing desks. He'd worked with those for forever. And he was very used to working that way. The other guy was a young guy he was brought up using software. So he was a software native. Anyway, so we went through the development process, which is, it can take a while. And the guy that was using, the slightly older guy that was using the hardware was saying, well, I need to have this. It needs to be exactly one-on-one from what I'm used to using. And after about 3 or 4 iterations, the young guy was like, yeah, I get that. I'm comfortable with that. I can use that. So there is definitely a cultural thing of becoming comfortable with software instead of hardware. And my expression was always, you'll probably laugh at this, it's softly catchy monkey, as in like you just need to be very calm and just say, look, we're going to train you, we're going to show you what it is, this is how it works, and just try and get everyone used to the new tools. But change is difficult. I think in a way, what we are selling is change.
Absolutely. There's a guy with the NFL. His name is Gary L. Brantley.
Okay.
And he came in as a CIO. He had been the CIO of the city of Atlanta. And he was walking into the NFL where they made money hand over fist.
I heard a rumor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the people there in the divisions were wondering, why do we not need to make any changes here? He said, because I want to make more money.
Okay.
So he went around to every division to have a discussion with them about how that could be done.
Yep.
And he was successful. But that transformation to get their buy-in is a big part of even that cultural change.
Yeah. Change management.
And treating people with kindness, respect, and even forgiveness when they make mistakes. These are things that I think are key to any successful culture. You and I talked about, give me a pound on that. We talked about the importance of culture, that people can find their way to be their best in the culture. Yet I also think there are circumstances where sometimes people need to go to another place based upon what's happening. But bringing it on home, just to talk about the NFL for one more second, now the NFL has avatars, they're in Europe, they're really expanding the customer experience and making more money based upon what the customer's needs are. So that subset of, with a couple of other things, is part of that article I was telling you about. But I think it's important that we look at media transformation. You, sir, are a subject matter expert. And you also are a damn good human being, and you listen to people. It's very obvious. But I'm going to stop there because I just wanted to say I'm in harmony, and I love what you're saying. Keep on going.
I will keep on keeping on.
Come on, man.
It's good. Okay. So you were talking about culture.
Yes.
And it's a bit of a cliche, but I do love the expression. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. And you can...
Wait a minute.
Do you not,
say that again.
You've never heard this.
I want you to say it again so our people can hear it.
Which camera am I on, this one?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Culture eats strategy for breakfast.
There you go.
There we go.
Come on.
Okay, so absolutely, I think this is key. You need to have the fundamentals correct. And if you haven't got those fundamentals correct, it doesn't matter what you write on a strategy document. It's never going to happen.
And as they say in Japan, the kihon waza, or the fundamentals, are what?
The fundamentals are, you essentially need a code of ethics, both from a personal perspective and from a company perspective. And I think success comes when you've got alignment, personal alignment between your beliefs and also the company's. And that's where you get harmony, and that's where you get success. And we were talking about the fact that LAMA was recently acquired by Ross Video.
Yes, sir.
And as a co-founder of the company, one of the important parts of that decision for us was alignment of company cultures. Company culture can be written down, but it also needs to come from the top. And I had the great honor of meeting up with David Ross, who's the son of the founder of the company. The company's over 50 years old. And when I met with David, I'd already read his code of ethics, but I could clearly see he was living his code of ethics.
So it isn't just the mission, it's the vision and the values that make a difference in that culture.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for me, and for the rest of the team, it was one of the decisions that was really important to us. Because you need to go somewhere where you can be successful, but you also need to go somewhere where you've got an alignment of that culture. And Ross Video, I think, has an amazing reputation within the industry. The joke was, I love this, the joke was, even their worst competitor said nice things about Ross Video.
I love it.
And that's very rare in our industry, you know? It can be a very competitive industry. So I think the fact that that was the case was amazing.
I love it. I mean, it doesn't get better than that when your competitors are saying that.
Yeah, exactly. You must be doing something right, you know?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Well, let's dovetail. We talked about a lot of things.
We've talked about a lot of things. It's philosophy, huh?
What is it? It could be.
Yeah.
There's certainly mathematics that comes out of philosophy, okay, which means we go into ROI then.
Okay.
But tell me what your vision is for the next level of what you're doing with Ross Video, given the success you've had with LAMA.
Okay. So until 2 weeks ago, LAMA was a small company based in the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. We've kind of gained a great reputation for innovation in the audio production space. Ross Video has an amazing track record when it comes to video. Now, we talked about this, and we had a good joke about this, but the idea is when you get an acquisition, a strategic acquisition, the idea should really be 1 + 1 = 3+.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've been part of Ross Video for 2 weeks, and this is our first event as part of Ross Video. And I made the joke that my expectations have been exceeded about how the market, how our customers, how our prospects, how Ross themselves, the family of Ross themselves, have actually responded to this. It's 10x what I thought it would be. So our plan is to bring our innovation within audio production, combine it with Ross Video's amazing innovation with video, and create this incredibly powerful company that is going to be able to produce amazing content for everyone.
Who is your major competitor?
When it comes to audio, I think our major competitor is, it's a nice expression, is the status quo. So it's basically the way that audio has been produced up until now, produced using static hardware, not very flexible. It basically has a lot of limitations that can actually be solved through software.
So what you're telling me is you're going to take it to a complete different level, and everybody else will have to catch up. I like it. I like it.
He said it. I didn't. But basically, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, look, man, I would be remiss, and we've talked about a lot, and I appreciate it, man. I would be remiss in not saying to you, is there something that you want to share that we even haven't talked about?
Again, we're only 2 weeks in. I think the key message I'd like to get out there is watch this space.
Wait a minute. Say that again with you on camera, just in the camera. Say it again.
Watch this space.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Folks, it's a conversation. This is not about a great set. It's not about anything but
It's a wonderful
talking
set. What are
truth.
you talking about?
So it's like, it's all good. Man, look, thank you for taking some time.
Thank you for the wonderful interview. You're amazing.
I pray that we will continue this dialogue.
Yeah.
And the colleagues that you have here with you, we can keep the dialogue going. Will you be at the next event in Las Vegas?
NAB?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But there's another one that's going to be happening before that, which is the ISE in Barcelona.
Okay.
So if you can get a good excuse to come to Barcelona,
Sounds
come
like a
to
good
Barcelona.
one to me. I got to ask my wife, but
Well, bring her along. I mean, Barcelona's beautiful, and this is in February, by the way. So it's always beautiful.
got to get her to come with me now.
Yeah,
I tried to
there we
get her
go.
to come out here.
I apologize.
Folks, this is the IBC 2025 event, and we are proud to be here to support them. This video and MP3, MP4 will go out to them and the audience there. So look for this man. Look for Ross Audio and what's going on with the acquisition of LAM. Thank you, sir.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you taking the time.
Great to be here.